We take you back now to a story we had earlier on, and the highly anticipated return of South Sudan's rebel leader, Riek Machar, could happen today after the Monday mission aborted following a dispute over his security detail. Machar, who was expected to fly into Juba from Gambela, Ethiopia, insists that he traveled with about 162 soldiers besides the nearly 1,400 opposition troops already in Juba. The government, however, maintains that Machar needs not travel with troops as his protection force is already on the ground. Machar, who left the country on the eve of the conflict triggered by his alleged planned coup, was due to be sworn in on arrival Monday as the first vice president of South Sudan. We're now joined in studio by Jimmy Deng, who is, of course, from the South Sudan Embassy in Nairobi. Ambassador Jimmy Deng, thank you so much for joining us on Citizen Live at 1. A lot of concerns over the fact that Dr. Riek Machar has not yet returned. Has the government reached out to him? Do we know when he's expected back?
Well, thank you for having me. It's very unfortunate that we learn of Dr. Riek Machar postponing his going to Juba. We've been waiting for him on the 18th, on the 19th. Unfortunately, he has changed his heart of not going to Juba. He has very unlimited demands that he wants the government to agree to, which were not part of the agreement. So we are hoping, we are still trying to talk to the partners who were signatory to the agreement to convince Dr. Riek Machar to return back home.
Can I ask you, you talk about his demands not being realistic and not being in tune with the agreement. Is he asking for more security because he's fearing for his own safety? And if so, why then would the government deny that?
We have not denied Riek Machar anything. I think we have been implementing the peace agreement. Dr. Riek Machar's troops has been in Juba, as you said. Over 1,000 troops are already in Juba. Now we understand that Dr. Riek Machar want to add the number, which is not part of the agreement. We also understand that Dr. Riek Machar is coming in with laser-guided missiles. So is he for peace or is he for war? So these are things that we really question the ability of Dr. Riek Machar to say he wants to implement the peace agreement. And
probably some hesitation that his agenda is a little unclear at the moment. So what happens now? What can we expect? Because people have been looking to Africa's newest nation with hope, with anticipation. Friendly nations are also looking at what's going to happen. What can we expect over the next few days?
We are expecting the region, the international community, to convince Dr. Riek Machar to report to Juba as soon as possible, so we can start the peace implementation. Dr. Riek Machar would have been sworn in as the first vice president today. But look, one man is holding the country hostage, and he has to be told that go home so peace can come to the country. So we are expecting more pressure from the region, from the international community, so that Riek Machar is able to come home.
Even if he does come home, Ambassador, and he decides to comply with the agreement, again, is there hesitation that something like this could happen again? And what then would happen in such a situation to ensure that the country continues to run smoothly?
I think both the government and Dr. Riek Machar will need to exercise calmness and patience in order to implement fully the agreement. And I think they need to show some kind of leadership, especially Dr. Riek Machar. The country has been in war for 2 years, and it is him now who can turn things around, because if these demands that he's putting forward are not existing, then I think the government is willing to implement the agreement. But it keeps on changing from time to time, and I think this is, we need a firm decision from the African Union, from the IGAD.
A hardline stance.
Yes, because he has to be pressurized. One man cannot hold the country hostage.
So you believe there's light at the end of the tunnel?
Yes, the future is bright. As long as he comes to the country, I believe we can implement the peace agreement. We can coexist politically and move on from there.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us, Ambassador Jimmy Deng. And obviously we'll be looking and hoping for his return, and that there'll be a smooth transition in that respect. Many thanks for making time to come to Citizen TV.